time to wake up. DJ Envy, Angela Yee, and Charlamagne the God.
The Breakfast Club, bitches.
The voice of the culture.
People watch The Breakfast Club for, like, news and really be tuned in.
It's one of my favorite shows to do. Just because y'all always keep it 100, y'all keep it real.
They might not watch the news, but they're on Twitter. They're on Facebook. They're listening to The Breakfast Club.
Get your ass up.
USA.
Yo 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 yo.
Good morning, Angela Yee.
Good morning, DJ Envy.
Charlamagne the God.
Peace to the planet. It's Friday.
Yes, it's Friday. The weekend is here.
Oh man, I need the weekend. I mean, don't we all need the weekend though?
Absolutely.
Yeah, just need a little more time to sleep in. That's all. A couple more hours.
And the weather in New York and New Jersey is beautiful this weekend. Finally, 78 to 80 today, 85 tomorrow. It's going to be a beautiful weekend.
Well, I'll be in Miami. I'm leaving for Miami today.
Well, congratulations. What's it going to do on Sunday? Is it going to snow on Sunday?
Yeah, it's going to get back down. I ain't want to mention Sunday, but...
well, that's good. You
know
what I mean?
Get back down.
God got a plan. God said, you know what? Y'all don't want to be nice to N-words this summer because of Drake's song? Watch what I do. I'm going to keep the weather terrible for y'all.
It's going to be 44 degrees on Sunday.
Oh, y'all ain't getting no spring, no summer. Okay.
Oh, man, I almost didn't bring a coat with me to come back.
Oh, you better have a jacket when you come back.
I have one in the car, I think. I had a rough morning this morning so far.
Yeah, I've heard. You didn't know where you parked your car, huh?
I know you guys don't have this problem because you have driveways, but every day when I come home at night, and I had to host an event last night for Brooklyn Queen. Shout out to Brooklyn Queen from Detroit. And
how you
when
Brooklyn
I get
Queen
home,
from Detroit?
Yeah, that's
her name is
weird.
Brooklyn.
Oh, her name is Brooklyn. Okay, like my daughter. Okay.
So anyway, I was coming home last night. I had to park kind of far, like a couple blocks away. And then this morning, I could not remember where I parked. So I walked the complete opposite direction of where my car was. And then I was like, where is my car? It took me
You sure you wasn't drunk, Angela Yee?
No, it's hard because every single day I come home, like if I go out, I come home, run back. So you park different places all the time. So sometimes you just forget, like, okay, earlier in the day I parked here. You have to really think about it.
Definitely sounds like you were drunk.
I'm not going to lie. This story would have been way better if your car had got stolen. Like, that's old school Brooklyn right there. Dropping the clues bombs for old Brooklyn. If your car would have got stolen and you was looking for it, that would have been great. That's how that story should have ended.
Anyway, it took me like an extra 15 minutes this morning just because I couldn't find my car.
Yeah, I called you this morning and she was like, where are you? She was like, I can't find my car.
Well, keep in mind it's Friday the 13th, so it'll be all kind of weird and superstitious things that happened today. Did you have your little rabbit's foot Yee? Did you eat your Lucky Charms? Did you have a 4-leaf clover? Huh? Did you?
It's too early.
Oh.
Maybe
but we do get paid today.
We got paid already. It's already in the account. It's there.
I'm looking right now.
Well, Andrew Schultz will be joining us this morning.
My guy, Andrew Schultz, my brilliant idiot brother, my brethren.
We'll be talking to him a little bit. And, of course, we got to talk Nicki Minaj. She released 2 records. You guys heard it?
I definitely listened to both of them.
Well, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it.
Barbie Tings.
That's right.
Well, I'm on Atlantic's payroll, so being that I'm on Atlantic's payroll, I'm not allowed to listen to those records. But if I have to listen to them this morning for research purposes, I will.
Okay. All right, we'll talk about that. We got front page news, Yee?
Yes, we are going to be talking about the doorman. You know the doorman is the person that always gives up the information. So we'll tell you about Donald Trump's doorman and how much he got paid.
Okay, we'll get into all that when we come back. Keep it locked. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning. God, we are The Breakfast Club.
Good morning. Happy Friday. TGIF.
Yeah.
Is that still a thing? That's still a thing, right?
Yes.
Yeah, always.
TGIF.
All right, well, let's get in some front page news. Let's talk Colin Kaepernick. What happened with Colin Kaepernick?
The Seattle Seahawks had invited him to a workout about 2 weeks ago, and he was going to be Russell Wilson's backup quarterback. But things did not go as expected yesterday because they said, according to sources, the team reached out to Kaepernick specifically about his kneeling protest. They wanted him to stipulate, if signed, he would not kneel during the season, and he would not agree to that, so they nixed everything.
I don't know why Colin gives a damn about the NFL. The NFL doesn't give a damn about Colin Kaepernick. I feel like my brother Colin's purpose is way bigger than football, so I don't know why he continues to go run and try to kick that football knowing they're going to pull it away from him.
He might just enjoy it, and that's his life. He's been doing it since he was probably 4 years old, so this is all he knows as far as football.
That's like if something bad happened to you in radio and then you love it, but...
Yeah, but if any radio station, if iHeart was fronting on me in this way, meaning that I'm making a stand for something that's bigger than me, I'm making a stand for a social justice issue, and you're fronting on me because of that, I wouldn't even want to be a part of your organization.
Yeah, I can't speak for him, but I can imagine that since he's young, he's been doing this, so it's what he loves.
It's in his heart.
All right, now let's talk about Donald Trump. A former Trump building doorman did confirm that he got paid $30,000 from the National Enquirer about a story about how the president sired a love child with his housekeeper. Now, what that tabloid does sometimes is because the publisher is friends with Donald Trump and his people, they pay for the story to silence the person. So they gave him $30,000 for that story, and then he wasn't allowed to talk about it. So he said, I can confirm that working at Trump Tower, I was instructed not to criticize President Trump's former housekeeper due to a prior relationship she had with President Trump, which produced a child. That is according to the doorman.
So Donald Trump got illegitimate children?
Well, they're denying all of that and saying those claims are completely false and this never happened. So
Y'all got to come with better stuff on Teflon Don, man. Like anything that shows he has trash ass character isn't going to work anymore because you're just putting trash on top of more trash. We know already.
All right, and speaking of which, ex-FBI Director James Comey has a book coming out next week, A Higher Loyalty, and in it he, of course, talks about Donald Trump, who is, he says, unethical and untethered to truth. He called his leadership of the country ego-driven and about personal loyalty, and that book comes out next week. He says Donald Trump is a mafia boss-like figure who sought to blur the line between law enforcement and politics and tried to pressure him regarding his investigation into Russian election interference.
This is amazing. They write books like Donald Trump been out of the White House for 4 years already.
Every other month they have a new book.
Exactly. You wouldn't think he was a sitting president right now. Wow.
All right. Well, that's front page news. Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, hit us up right now. Maybe you had a bad night, bad morning, and you want to vent a little bit. Or maybe you want to spread some positivity. 800-585-1051. Call us right now. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Get it, pick up the mother phone and dial.
This is your time to get it off your chest, whether you're mad or blessed.
Say it with your chest.
We want to hear from you on The Breakfast Club.
So you better have the same energy.
Trav, what's up, Trav?
What's up, MV?
Hey, Trav, I know why you're calling this morning.
I'm actually calling for two things. One, because I got another bone to pick with Charlamagne.
Uh-oh.
You got a bone to pick with me? I know you want to pick my bone so bad, Trav.
Here goes Charlamagne. And Nikki, I'm so tired of you. Nicki Minaj, like, first of all, you can't be out here telling people they're going to cry in the car, and you out here crying on the radio. But anyway, Nikki, I can get to you another day. Because Charlamagne, you always, like, Envy, y'all have to stop allowing him to do whatever he wants with Donkey today. Because he's supposed to give it to people that deserve it. And back in September, when Kevin Hart was out here sampling everything on a buffet menu, he definitely didn't give him Donkey today, and he specifically said, I can't give a man Donkey today for cheating. What if I get caught out there with a young tender? But then you turned around and gave it to Tristan for cheating. You have to stop being biased and giving people the Charlamagne care package for Donkey today.
Charlamagne care package.
Trav, I didn't give Tristan Donkey today for cheating. I gave Tristan Donkey today for getting caught. Okay, and furthermore, no, listen to me. Will you listen? You don't see the difference between how Kevin Hart got caught and how Tristan got caught. Kevin Hart got set up. Tristan was wide open, wearing the fur coat, front row at the fight, knowing he the biggest drug dealer in the city. You don't see the difference?
Listen.
No, just answer the question. You don't see the difference?
And the Barb, I got something for y'all.
See, nobody want to answer the question.
He's trying to get to his points. Go ahead, make your other point.
And the other point is, Barb, this is not even about Nikki. Nikki, I honestly don't like your songs either, but it's just about the Barbs. Y'all have got to stop. Charlamagne, another thing.
Yes.
Anytime somebody brings up Nicki Minaj, you this like last week you were saying, oh, when y'all bring up Cardi B, y'all got to stop bringing up Nicki Minaj. But just the other day when they was bringing up Nicki, you was bringing up Cardi. Oh, y'all got to stop that.
You read him,
I don't know
girl.
what you're talking about.
You read him, Trav.
All right, Trav.
I didn't say nothing. I didn't say anything about Cardi or Nicki yet this morning.
He said the other day.
He said the other day. Thank you, Trav. Hello, who's this?
Yo, this Jay. What's up?
Jay, get it off your chest, bro.
803, what's happening?
Man. What up, Uncle Charlotte, man? I'm just happy and blessed, man. It's my birthday today.
Well, happy birthday, bro.
Happy birthday,
brother.
Word. Yeah, I love you, man.
I love you,
I rock
too.
with y'all every morning.
Thank you, brother.
All right.
Hello, who's this?
Hey, this is Courtney from Aiken, South Carolina.
Hey, Courtney.
Aiken, what's happening?
Get it off your chest.
Hey, last year, my husband and I moved to Aiken, and my commute to work every day is an hour and 20 minutes.
Jeez.
One way, yeah. So I'm a teacher. So I have to get up at like 4:30 to get up to get ready to get to school. But yesterday I just recently got a job in Aiken, so my commute now will be 10 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
That's nice.
That's great.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And I have a question too. My class is doing a Flat Stanley project, and that's about a little boy that was flattened by a bulletin board, and his parents put him in an envelope and sent him all the way around the world. And
What?
I was wondering, yeah. Yeah, it's a book.
Oh, okay.
This didn't happen in real life.
I was like, what?
No, it didn't happen in real life. It's a book. No, but I was wondering if my class could send a Flat Stanley to you all, and you take them on an adventure. So you, like, if you go to, like I know you said you're going to Miami, you would take them with you.
I'll bring the Flat family to Miami.
Yeah, I was wondering if I could get your address and send my Flat Stanley to you.
All right, hold on one second.
How flat is Stanley? Can I roll some weed up on Stanley?
I don't think my kids would appreciate that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Hold on, Mama. Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, hit us up now. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Wake up. Wake your ass.
This is your time to get it off your chest. Whether you're mad or blessed, we want to hear from you on The Breakfast Club.
Hello, who's this?
Yo, what's good? This Tracy from Houston, Texas.
What's up, man? Get it off your chest, bro.
I was just calling to see what y'all views were on the new Nicki Chun-Li song. I mean, I know Breakfast Club was the main one thing. Y'all wanted better bars and stuff like that. And I feel like she delivered that, but ain't nobody really been giving her the credit that y'all give everybody else.
Which song you liked better?
Why do y'all care what we do with everybody else?
I mean,
everybody's an individual, so we deal with everybody on an individual level. You can't say we treat this person like that.
But kind of like you, Charlamagne, you the main one saying how she haven't been given like straight bars or whatever. She really delivered that this time. I mean, I'm sorry.
You gonna wait for us to say what we think about the records, or you gonna ask us what we think about the records and then tell us what we think about the records? Because that's what you're doing right now.
Go ahead and say it.
I'll wait.
We're going to talk about it in depth this morning.
We're going to talk about the records next hour.
We're going to discuss it with everybody this morning.
We're going to play both of them if you haven't heard it too.
Did we let Atlantic know this since we on their payroll?
Oh, stop it. Hello, who's this?
Yeah, what's going on, Envy? It's Rick from Brooklyn.
What's up, Rick? Get it off your chest, bro.
I want to talk two things. I went by Juices for Life up there. Good setup, guys. You guys are doing a great job.
Thank you.
And I want to talk about the Nicki record. I think that, the other day they were talking about how she said she was going to premiere the record. That she came off dope on it. She spit hard on the record, and it's a dope record, but all the subs and the hate she's sending towards Cardi B is unnecessary. And people know it because it's so blatant. It's a sub, but it's blatant. It's a blatant sub. I think she's sounding like Lil' Kim right now, bitter about somebody else's success, and it's really not a good look for Nicki right now.
Well, we're going to talk about the records next hour.
Very interesting take you have there, sir.
We're going to play both records next hour, and then let's have a group conversation with everybody out there. We'll talk about it. Hello, who's this?
Hey, yo, it's Rocky out of Raleigh, North Carolina, man.
What's up, bro? Get it off your chest.
Hey, man, I just wanted to shout out, the whole Breakfast Club staff, man. Y'all guys y'all really killing it every morning, man.
Thank you, sir.
Charlamagne, you the GOAT, my guy.
I appreciate that, my brother.
Thank you, brother. Why you got that deep voice on, man?
Because that's how he's talking right now. He sound like he want to host a quiet storm right now.
Hello, who's this?
Why you hung up on me?
Talking to Brian from Long Island.
What's up, man? Get it off your chest.
I'm going to court this morning. I turned myself in for a little 1 to 3, and I'm just, not happy about it.
But what did you do?
Hey, man.
I got a couple of sales charges.
Hey, man, nothing wrong with that, man. You go in jail, come out when the Trump era is over, you be good. You ain't missing nothing out here.
That's a good point. I didn't look at it that way.
Yeah, nice little 1 to 3. You be all right. You'll be all right as soon as the Trump era over and Kamala Harris, the first black female president, getting in the White House. You'll be fine.
Yeah. All right. So now I'm feeling a little better about it already. I appreciate it.
That's right.
Well, that's good.
Read some books. Do your exercise.
Write some books.
Try not to get raped in the process. You'll be fine, bro.
No, I'll be good money, but regardless, I'm good wherever. But, it's going there, leaving my family this morning. And so,
well, you did the crime, brother. You can't just say
No, I'm not disputing.
What'd you do again?
Sales charges. I mean,
you're selling drugs.
Right, yes, correct.
You don't got a good lawyer?
The bail was expensive, so I had to pay for that, instead of a good lawyer, really.
This must have been your second offense.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Damn, man.
Damn it, man.
No, like I said, I know I did the crime, did the time type.
Are you black or white?
White.
Whatever. Yeah, good call. Yeah.
You're white?
Yeah, he's white.
Oh man, yeah, go to jail. We need more white guys in jail,
Oh,
man.
stop
The jail's overpopulated with black and brown people. Go balance it out.
I'm more aware. You guys got.
Yeah, we got all this diversity in Hollywood. We need diversity in jail now, man.
My
I like
goodness.
that.
All right,
white
bro.
people going to jail for drug charges. Drop on the clues bombs for that, damn it.
Oh, my
That's
God.
what's up.
No,
white people
man.
going to jail for drug charges. I'm all for that.
Oh, my
Equality, baby.
No, I don't want to see nobody go to
my
jail.
white guilt problem I already have, but
Yeah, man.
Well, hold your head, bro.
I appreciate you.
I didn't know what else to say. That's what everybody else says.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't feel sorry for a white man going to jail for drug charges. I actually think that's equality right there.
Oh, stop. You feel for anybody going to jail, man.
Nope. I like diversity in Hollywood. I like diversity in life, and I like diversity in jail.
All right. Well, that's get it off your chest. Now, we got rumors on the way?
Yes, I mean, let's get right into it. Nicki Minaj did her sit-down interview yesterday with Zane Lowe. So we'll tell you what was said in that interview, and we'll be talking about that all morning.
All right. We'll get into all that when we come back. Keep it locked. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Motorsport morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. Let's get to the rumors. Let's talk, Nikki.
Listen up. This just in.
All the gossip. The Rumor Report.
Gossip.
With Angela Yee.
It's the Rumor Report.
The Breakfast Club.
Well, Nicki Minaj dropped 2 new songs yesterday, Chun-Li and Barbie Tings. In addition to that, she did a live interview with Zane Lowe. And in that interview, she discussed so many different things. Now, one thing she talked about was the controversy behind the song Motorsport and how she feels like people misunderstood what happened. She talks about Cardi B and says that even though Nicki feels that she has a lot of artists that show her genuine love, and she did have some love for Cardi B, she felt like Cardi hurt her feelings. Check it out.
The only thing with Cardi that really, really, really hurt my feelings was the first interview she did after Motorsport came out. I remember, like, when I first came in the game, if a female of that stature had done a feature with me on it, I would only be, singing their praises and saying thank you. The first interview she did after Motorsport came out, it just really hurt me because she looked so aggravated and angry, and the only thing she kept saying was, "Oh, I didn't hear that verse. She changed her verse." Like, I was like, what?
All right, now here's some more of Nicki Minaj talking about Cardi B and the whole Motorsport drama.
I spoke to her before. I saw her in person before. We spoke about things. When I heard the track, her verse was in Finnish. Well, it's not the verse that is on right now. And Quavo told me to get on the song, and I just felt like it's a perfect opportunity for me to be on a track that is that's big like that.
That wasn't Nicki.
Well, I know. I just saw that on a thing. But yes, that was actually Cardi, her first interview after Motorsport came out, and this is what Nicki was talking about. Now, Nicki also talks about the verse on Motorsport and actually what happened. Because, everybody was talking about how she changed her verse and so on and so forth. And, originally Quavo, it was just Quavo on the song.
Well,
so
she did change her verse.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so here's what Nicki has to say.
With Motorsport, I kind of felt ambushed. I felt like Quavo at that time was, Quavo is my baby. I love Quavo. At the time, I went on Twitter and I explained how Motorsport came about. And, people were saying that I was lying. So I texted Quavo and I said, hey, just, could you back me up on this? Because, I don't want people to think I'm lying. What do I have to lie about? And, he texted me. He was like, I would go on Twitter and back you up if you were my girl, LOL. And that hurt.
All right, now here is the original Motorsport verse that you didn't hear previously.
Hard to beat me. I wish that Zena could see me right now. God forgive me. I know that I ain't living right now. But I'ma get this money right now. With a couple bad bitches that'll rip the party. If Cardi the QB, I'm Nick Lombardi. Pull up in a space coupe, I done linked with Marty.
They were right. They didn't need that singing in that song.
So listen, was that a diss?
Cardi didn't want her name in the song because she says Cardi's name.
Nicki does say she's Nick Lombardi, and Vince Lombardi is who the Super Bowl trophy is named after. He was a player, a coach, and executive. So Nicki is saying if Cardi is the QB, which could be a double entendre for queen, bitch, and quarterback, then Nicki is saying she's the coach, executive, the person in charge, right?
Right. I think Cardi looked at that as kind of a diss.
Yeah, I can see how that can be taken as a diss, but y'all don't think all of this is so damn petty and stupid?
Well, you know what? There was a lot of things that happened behind the scenes of that song because it was a big deal when we heard Nicki and Cardi on the song together. So I guess Nicki probably felt like her side never actually got out because she did change her verse, but she's explaining why she changed it. So it was a lot of drama behind that. And I know a lot of people fuel that fire.
You can't listen to me because I'm biased and on Cardi and Atlantic's payroll.
Stop it.
But Nicki sound petty as hell in that interview. All right, Nicki sounds the way Lil' Kim used to sound when she used to say Nicki wasn't paying homage back in the day. But Nicki actually sounded worse because Kim actually had a valid reason, and that reason was she thought Nicki was taking so much of her look. You know, I'm not sure what Nicki wants Cardi to do. Like the truth of the matter is, if you're the queen, you shouldn't have to act like that. Like, it's not a big enough issue to publicly air it out like that. I don't think so anyway.
Well, I think a lot of people, there was a lot of talk about it, and people do always ask about it. Even up here, we talked about it on the Breakfast Club. And I think she just felt like, well, if it could have all been cleared up a lot earlier, I guess, if, you know, she wanted Quavo to have her back and say, here's what really happened. But here's some more of Nicki Minaj talking about the motorsport drama on with Zane Lowe.
It hurt my feelings to know that people would watch me be slaughtered and not one person will step in to say the truth. You know, they will run with that lie because it's entertaining to make Nicki seem like a bad guy. First of all, Quavo came to my studio and played Motorsport. I said, that's out of here. I want to get on that one. And he texted me and he said, is it okay to put Cardi on it? And I still have the text in my phone where I said, yeah, let's do it. And that's the only story I told. You know, I said exactly how it came about. All of them allowed me to look like I lied.
Maybe I'm clueless and out the loop, but I don't ever remember anybody having conversations about that verse. I remember people having conversations about why Nicki and Cardi weren't in the video together.
Yeah,
but I don't remember any conversations about no verse.
And she talks about that too, but there definitely was conversations because then there was a rumor that she didn't know that Cardi was on the song.
Yeah, and she said she approved
it. And it was a surprise and she got blindsided. It was a lot of different rumors going around. Now, Nicki Minaj posted on Twitter, how can you say someone changed their verse and forget to say Quavo told me to remove my singing part, which I loved, and Atlantic told me to remove your name from my verse per your request. So how were those changes going to happen if I didn't change my verse?
Man, I don't know what's going on. I know all of this is so damn petty and stupid. Like, I feel like real leaders build bridges and not walls, and Nicki building a wall where there doesn't need to be one. Cardi got asked about Nicki the other day. Cardi said she don't got no issues. The beef is some made-up internet stuff, and then here come Nicki with this cattiness for no reason. Like, I just feel, let's knock it off.
See, I disagree. Like, you know, Cardi said what she said before. The Migos said what they said before in past interviews. I think she just wanted to clear it up on her side.
She's never said anything about
she hasn't.
Yeah, what did they say before? Like, what did Cardi say before? What did the Migos say before?
The Migos explained the whole video thing and the record thing.
It was a scheduling conflict.
I've heard Quavo tell that same story.
We got to keep it moving. We'll get more back into it in the next Rumor Report. And, of course, we are going to talk about both songs momentarily. I'm Angela Yee, and that is your Rumor Report.
All right. Thank you, Miss Yee. All right. Now, when we come back, let's open up the phone lines. 800-585-1051. Have you heard both Nicki records? All right. We're going to play the top of the hour, then we're going to play both records, and then we want your opinion. The phone lines again, 800-585-1051. Charlemagne.
Now, hold on. Now, who paying us to pay these records now?
See, stop it.
Because Atlantic got us on the payroll.
You're not on the... You got to take...
Just doing this out the goodness of our heart?
Take yourself out of the payroll for a second. I need you to woo-saw and just listen to the records, and then we're going to talk about them when we come back.
I've heard the records.
You just said you didn't hear it earlier today.
I was like, God damn. Now, you being as stupid as people on social media, I can't even be sarcastic on my own radio show no
I don't know when you're being sarcastic
and telling the truth. What the hell is going on in this world?
I don't know what's going on.
Jesus Christ.
You flirt with me, I don't know if you're being sarcastic or truthful.
There's definitely people who haven't heard it. There's people who haven't heard it yet, so we are going to play it.
All right, it's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. That was Chun-Li. We just played two Nicki Minaj records, and let's take your phone calls. 800-585-1051. What do you think of those records? Y'all want to start in the room? You want to do it now or when we come back? It's up to y'all.
I think we should start in the room. I mean, can we do this? Because we're on Atlantic's payroll, so are we allowed
Stop saying that. People are going to start believing that.
Okay, well, who cares? They already believe it.
All right, so what do you think about the two songs, Charlemagne?
I thought Chun-Li was cool. I think I like that one. Not really feeling Barbie things, but I'm just happy Nicki back spitting hard. And if you put out two records that seem to be getting positive feedback, I don't understand why she would dull the shine of those records by having petty issues with Cardi B.
Okay, I am the opposite. I actually like Barbie things better than Chun-Li, but
you probably don't like Chun-Li for personal reasons.
Shut up. I like the
old. Like it's appropriation?
I like the old school feel of Barbie things.
Okay.
I like that
Her
one.
rapping.
You know, she's talking a lot of ish on these records, so I think that's, you know, she came out competitive. I would have liked her to be like personal on them, you know, about things that she's going through. I know me and Envy discussed this too. Like, I would have loved to hear some of that also. So I'll say that. And I don't feel like she's trying to be petty and beef with Cardi. I think she's just trying to explain what happened behind the scenes, and she felt like, you know, nobody had her back. And I get it, you know. I don't think she's trying to beef with her. I think she's trying to say, look, I never was trying to diss Cardi. I actually wanted to be on the song with her, and I actually wanted to do the video, but because of scheduling, we couldn't get it right.
Well, when you're the queen, you don't need nobody to have your back. You Nicki Minaj at the end of the day. You can stand alone out here in these streets.
All right. All right. Well, see, both records are cool. I don't love either record. I just felt like, you know, I'm a person who, I come from Queens, so I heard Nicki spitting on mixtapes, and I love when she talks that ish, that Queens ish, when she's talking and popping that ish. I just don't feel her in those records. I expected a smash. And from Nicki, I expected something that was going to be like, let's take away all this bull crap, and this is what I do. This is what I'm known for. I'm known for a moment for life. I'm known for a record that's going to take me out this atmosphere. And those records were just cool. Those are mixtape records. That's what I consider the mixtape records.
Maybe it's a warm-up to get you back.
I'm not disagreeing with that, but like you just said, maybe that is the warm-up. Maybe she just wanted to remind people, like, yo, I can rap.
And what I do like is
one of the nicest chicks out here.
What I do like is that she didn't put any guest appearances on it either, and she just kept it just her. I think that's dope.
I like the fact that she's rapping, but like I feel like we put out warm-up records a couple of months ago. You know what I mean?
Last year when she put out No Fraud, and she put out that other record with Wayne, and that other record, all three of those flopped, by the way. No Fraud did the best out of all of them.
I thought those were warm-up records, so I'm ready for that smash, that summer anthem. That's what I was looking for Nicki. The mixtape records are cool. I love when Nicki raps, but I just expected that smash.
Well, I think she might have that coming. You know what I mean? So. Like I said, I'm not mad at Chun-Li. I thought Chun-Li was cool. I think I like that one.
I like both records. Like I said, I just don't love them. It's not one of those records I'm like, oh, like it's that. It didn't have that effect, and that's what I wanted. But all right, let's open up the phone lines. 800-585-1051. I love the fact that Nicki's rapping though. But call us up right now. Let's talk about these Nicki records. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
That was A$AP Ferg, Plain Jane, featuring Nicki Minaj. Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God. We are the Breakfast Club. We're talking Nicki Minaj records, and let's not get it twisted. Nicki has the perfect setup. I mean, she was on A$AP Ferg's record, which was a remix that was a top 10 record. She was on Rake It Up, which was Yo Gotti's record, was a top #1 record. And then she was on Motorsport, which was a top 5 record. So she's had the verses out there. I just
listen, she's Nicki Minaj, but let's be clear. Right now, we are in the middle of Cardi season, and I just feel like the timing is just a tad bit off. Timing is important. Like, you know, if you ever study the 48 Laws of Power, you got to master the art of timing. Like, she came out and shook things up yesterday, but you can't have a conversation about Nicki without having a conversation about Cardi right now. So all of that does is honestly make Cardi bigger. And like you said, neither one of these records are smashes. Chun-Li is cool. I don't like Barbie things at all, but I'm just happy Nicki back spitting. But if you don't got no smashes that are going to change the course of the conversation altogether, I think your time is just a tad bit off on this one, man.
Right. Well, let's go to the lines. We have Tamika on the line. Tamika, good morning.
Hey, good morning.
What did you think about both Nicki records?
Both records were fire. I thought she came out strong. I felt like the production was good. I felt like they could, you could rock with these records in the club. What I do feel, I'm a big fan of y'all, especially Charlamagne. Ask all my people around me, all I talk about is Charlamagne and his feedback. I feel like, Charlamagne, you're being a little biased in this situation, because what I'm getting from you is nothing to me, honestly, but negativity. Versus Cardi, I felt like you were very positive, very welcoming, and I'm just like, what's the beef with Nicki at this point?
I don't have a beef with Nicki. I just told you, I think the Chun-Li record is cool. I just don't like the Barbie things.
And see, the crazy part is, me personally, I'm not comparing Nicki's records to Cardi's records. I'm comparing Nicki's records to the records that's out here now. Like I don't care that she's a female and that she's a female MC. I'm just talking about good records and dope records.
And the young lady just said, she likes those two records. So if you put out two records that seem to be getting positive feedback, why dull the shine of those records by having petty issues with Cardi B?
Hello, who's this?
Erica.
Hey, Erica, good morning. What did you think about both Nicki records?
I think they're both garbage. I'm sorry.
You feel that way
Nicki's
now.
best.
Jesus Christ.
Nicki used to do so good, and I feel like it's garbage.
Mm-hmm.
She could have came out with something way better, way stronger.
So if it wasn't Nicki Minaj, would you think these songs were garbage, or is it just because you have a higher expectation for her?
Garbage.
Damn,
I wouldn't care if it was Sammy Doo. It's just garbage.
Sammy Doo.
Sammy Doo is a nice rap name, especially Sammy Doodoo. Sammy Doodoo would pop.
All right. Brandon, what's up, Brandon?
Hey, what's up? Now, I wanna touch on the first 2 records real quick, but ultimately I want to get the interview. I feel like Chun Li is hard as hell. I thought she came on the track hard.
I like Chun Li.
I think it dies down a little bit. Me personally, though, I don't care for Barbie Things. I thought Barbie Things could have been a little bit more special. But
that's how I feel.
But what I want to get to the interview is that she said that Cardi B never showed her that genuine love. So I thought about it. I'm like, this is the same kind of love that Kim was looking for. But I went back.
Exactly.
I did. But look, I went back and I did some research over the beef. I looked at it and I felt like Little Kim was very antagonistic. As an OG in the game, somebody that obviously Nicki Minaj looked up to, regardless whether she was still her not her flow, but her style or not. So I feel like Little Kim never put Nicki Minaj in a comfortable position to where Nicki Minaj feel like she could talk to Little Kim in a personable manner, or even if it's not personal. And she brings up the fact that, well, Trina brought me back door or whatever. Trina was like, hey, yo, I'll rock with you. Now, that makes sense because at the end of the day, even though Trina's not from New York, she's still one of your female counterparts and she's an OG. You know what I'm saying? She was in the game before you. So as you, Nicki Minaj, being the queen, you got to bridge the gap with Cardi. You can't go MIA on Twitter and leave all the speculation up to Twitter world. You got to calm that down and let people know, like, yo, Cardi straight. You got to bridge the gap and be the OG.
And that's why I said real leaders build bridges and not walls. Nicki building a wall where there doesn't need to be one. Like she don't need Quavo and all those people to have her back. She's Nicki. All she got to do is come out and be like, yo, I don't got no issues with Cardi. I got love for Cardi. Salute to Cardi. Cardi, you doing your thing.
I think she did say that, though, and people said she was lying.
And I don't think she has to do that. Like, you know, she just got to make music. I don't think she got to explain herself.
She did say that she didn't have any issues, and
like, when people say Jay got issues with somebody, if it ain't somebody he really messed with, like Ye and them, Jay don't care. And then she should look at it the same way. Like, I'm gonna do my music. Y'all say what y'all want to say. Like, I'm gonna put out records of smashes.
And by the way, we got to stop this whole when they say you shouldn't put female MCs against other female MCs. We do it to the male MCs all the time. If Drake is popping, we gonna pit him against Kendrick or whoever the hot person is at the moment. Like, that's what we do in rap. Rap is a combative sport. We put the top 2 in categories against each other. That's just the way the game goes, and it's been like that since the beginning of time.
All right, 800-585-1051. We're talking Nicki's new records. We played them earlier. Call us now. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God. We are The Breakfast Club. Now, if you just joined us, we're talking Nicki Minaj. We played both her records earlier, and we're asking what's your opinion on both records. Me personally, I think both records are cool. I don't love them. They're not smashes. They remind me of mixtape records. That setup, I just expected more. She already did the setup records a couple of months ago. She did Rake It Up with Yo Gotti. She did Motorsport. She did ASAP Ferg. Now I'm looking for that one that's going to take me out the atmosphere. That summer anthem, and I don't think those records are them. Just me personally.
I thought Chun Li was cool. I think I like that one. I'm not feeling Barbie Things, but you know, I'm just happy Nicki back spitting. And like I said earlier, if you put out 2 records that seem to be getting positive feedback, why dull the shine of those records by having petty issues with Cardi B?
And that's funny because I said I actually liked Barbie Things a lot more. So, you know, we all have different opinions.
They both cool. Hello, who's this?
Hey, what's going on? It's Ted from Ohio.
What's up, man? What do you think about them 2 Nicki records?
Man, I think the Nicki records is good. Like I like them and everything. You like you said, I was expecting a smash hit and everything. I just feel like, I mean, with her being in her emotions and everything about Cardi, that, you know, she's trying to, like, Nicki clout chasing, and it's crazy because it's Nicki. Like, Nicki always gives you, you know, something good every time. But I just feel like, you know, that she could have kept that to herself, like Charlamagne was saying.
Okay.
It's a petty issue. Like, it's not even worth addressing publicly, to be honest with you.
Shonda.
Yes, I'm here.
Hey, good morning, Shonda. What do you think about Nicki's 2 records?
I think it's trash. I think both of them are trash. Like, she didn't come with that fire. And I just wish I could see her and tell her, like, why you really mad? Like, tell her you're mad because she need to give us nothing that, like, we can jam to, like, dance to. Like, come on, Nicki, you can do better than that.
That Chun Li beat kind of danceable now. Come on now.
I like the beat.
It's definitely a Harlem Shake type of beat. I can see the kids Harlem shaking.
This is crazy. Atlantic paid the callers off too?
Oh, stop it, man. I'm going to fight
My
you, man.
God, Kaiser budget is long.
Stop it. What? Hello, who's this?
His what?
What up? Yo, this is Kenny from Norfolk. What's good?
Kenny from 757, man. We're talking these 2 Nicki records. What do you think?
Check this out. First, I want to say it's good for female hip-hop, period. You got...
It's good for hip-hop. Let's take the female off. It's good for hip-hop.
Absolutely. Listen. Yeah, for period. Yeah, look. You got Remy with the Chris Brown record. Cardi album just dropped. And Nicki with these 2 records. It's
Don't forget about Rhapsody.
Hip-hop, period. As far as the first record, Barbie Things is hot, yo. I don't know why people just trying to ride this wave. It's just a thing that Nicki's unlikable right now. She She's not connecting with the people. She, you know what I'm saying? That's why Cardi's winning. She's for the people. It's a Cinderella story. Now, as far as the other record, I mean, it's a lot going on in it. The transition ain't really that smooth, so it's all right, you know what I'm saying? But as far as that old school beat, like Angela Yee was saying, that jank is fire, yo.
Okay. That's Sucker MC's beat, right?
I
think Bobby Tings, I think it samples Sucker MC.
Yeah, Bobby Tings got the old school beat.
It's not a Sucker MC's.
It reminds me of something else. I'm
It's
not
not
sure.
Sucker MC's,
I'm not
though.
sure what it is, but I was like, I know that from somewhere.
It uses
but I like it.
It uses the lean back sound of the lean back snare and the lean back hit, but it's an old school beat, but it's not Sucker MC's.
Hey, I will say something that Carla just said. You know, he talks about personality and Nicki not being likable. I don't think likable has anything to do with the music. I think that Nicki is a better rapper than Cardi, but she's not making better songs than Cardi right now. Cardi
Absolutely.
got better records right now.
Let's go to one more
Record
person.
Songs, not rap people. Listen to what the hell I'm saying. Cardi has better songs than Nicki does at this moment.
Hello, who's this?
Hello, this is Donna, straight from California.
Hey, Mama, we're talking Nicki Minaj. What are your favorite joints?
I never liked neither one of them. I feel like she should have came a little bit harder. The lyrics was not there. The flow, I just never liked it. It's not about comparing she to Cardi B. It's about, if you're the queen, you don't have to keep saying you're the queen. She may be the queen of Young Money, but most definitely not the queen of rap. I like Nicki. I like her style, but this, she should have came harder, especially after following Cardi B's drop, her album.
Okay.
This is so crazy. Do you know Mike Kaiser? Why? What is Atlantic? How does Atlantic get to pay off everybody?
Stop it. What's the moral of the story?
I mean, the moral of the story for me is just simply, I just don't understand. If you're a real leader, you should build bridges, not walls. You know what I'm saying? Like Nicki built the wall where there doesn't need to be one. And like, Cardi got asked about Nicki the other day, and Cardi said she don't have no issues, she don't have no beef, it's some made up internet stuff. So I don't understand why Nicki's coming with this cattiness. But as far as the music is cool. A Chun Li record was cool. I think I like that one. Barbie Things I'm not feeling. But if you put out two records that seem to be getting positive feedback, why dull the shine of those records by having petty issues with Cardi B?
Now I want to hear her put out a record where she talks about what she's been doing these past few months, what personally has been going on with her, I want to hear that.
Yeah, I want to hear that struggle. I want to hear the pain. I want to hear her talk about her feelings. I want to hear her
just
talk
be honest about it. Just be honest.
Her honesty. I want to hear her talk about everything that's going on in her life. Like I said, I like the two records. I don't love them. They're not smashes. I expected that summer smash like we usually get from Nick. We just haven't got it,
But don't listen to the Breakfast Club because we're biased and on Cardi's and Atlantic's payroll.
I hate you. You know what? Yeah, we got rumors on the way.
Yes. I mean, let's talk about Meek Mill. He did an interview from prison, and we'll tell you what he had to say. And we are going to have some more about Nicki Minaj and her interview with Zane Lowe.
All right. That's up next. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning. Fabulous to me. Good morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God. We are The Breakfast Club. Let's get to the rumors. I guess we're talking Nicki again.
This is The Rumor Report with Angela Yee on The Breakfast Club.
So listen up.
Well, as y'all know, yesterday was Nicki Day. She put out 2 new songs, Barbie Tings and, of course, Chun Li. And she also was on Zane Lowe. Now, she talked about Drake and Meek Mill and how difficult that situation was for her because she loved both of them.
It was one of the hardest parts of my career. At the time, I did love both of them. I couldn't erase the love that I had for my team, but I also couldn't speak out, and I felt so imprisoned. And when we later spoke about it, Drake said, I wasn't worried about anything in that entire situation other than, what if Nicki takes a shot at me, then what? That would have been so painful for both of us.
All right, she goes on to
Nicki
say how
takes a shot at me, like on some rap stuff?
Yeah,
some rap stuff.
And then she goes on to talk about how she actually wanted to stop the beef. Check it out.
I was behind the scenes, of course, wishing it never happened. Even prior to it happening, I tried to stop it from happening. I said, don't do that. It is what it is. One thing I do know is that both Meek and Drake have moved on from that.
Yes, they have.
From the anger and all of this stuff.
All right, now she also goes on to talk about Meek's prison sentence, which is something that I'm hearing he's supposed to get out on Monday. So we'll see what happens.
Hopefully.
But here's what she had to say about Meek being in prison.
The judge in question was did everything I asked of her, and I can't badmouth her because I met her personally, and I know what she said to us, and he knows that, and I know that, and But of course, I wouldn't wish jail on anybody.
Yeah.
But like I said, I'll get into detail on that on in the documentary and possibly on the album. But what I will say is what made me shed tears the other day was seeing his mother cry. That was the first time I was like, oh my God, I can't take it.
So is she saying the judge is telling the truth? What is she saying about the judge?
I'm not 100% sure until I see this documentary, but it sounded like she was saying that she met the judge. The judge, was helpful when she was around, and then I don't know what the judge told them. So,
well, I can say, that Atlantic pays for a lot of things, but they don't pay us to say free Meek Mill.
All right.
Shut up, man.
Now, Meek Mill, in the meantime, has done an interview from prison. He did a phone interview with Lester Holt from NBC Nightly News. They aired it on NBC Nightly News. And here is what Meek Mill had to say from behind bars.
No, I wouldn't have believed that I would be on probation as long. I talk about they gave me 10 years of probation, and I know almost for sure in my mind this will bring me back to prison because a technical violation is police contact. Like, police contact, you don't have to be charged with a crime. You don't have to be found guilty of a crime. And she said, I was facing 5 to 10 years, she said. So if I was stopped by the police for jaywalking, legally she has the right to give me 5 to 10 years.
I am disgusted that all these high-profile people are saying Meek Mill has been done wrong by the justice system. You have people like the governor, who else? Wasn't it a district attorney or somebody who said the same
His
thing?
His very own probation officer.
His own probation officer. All of these people are saying he's been done wrong. Why isn't somebody doing something about it?
They're trying.
Hopefully they are, and hopefully Monday will be that day.
But these are high-ranking officials. The governor? Can't the governor just pardon him?
I don't think you could just say, all right, pardon, he walks out. I think it's a process.
Yeah, so they're working on that process. Now, Meek Mill also says, I think God delivered me a job to help people, helping minorities that come from these situations like myself. I say, don't show me no pity because this is my life. This is what I've been going through, and I think God put me in this position to be able to do a show with Lester Holt and open up eyes for other young black men.
I think Meek Mill going to come out sharper than ever. That's what I personally
I absolutely hope so. I think so, too.
Yes.
It just really does bother me that all these high-profile people are saying he got done wrong, but it doesn't seem like anybody's really doing anything about it.
All right, well, I'm Angela Yee, and that is your rumor report.
All right, thank you, Miss Yee. Charlamagne!
Yes.
Who you giving that donkey to?
I haven't given donkey to anybody from the great state of Florida all week long. So why not end the week by giving Florida the credit they deserve for being stupid? Because you know what your Uncle Charlotte says. The craziest people in the world come from the Bronx and all of Florida.
Oh, boy. All right, we'll get into that when we come back. And then Andrew Schultz will be joining us.
My guy.
And we'll kick with him after. So don't move. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Just don't be a donkey, because right now you want some real donkey.
It's time for Donkey of the Day. So if you ever feel I need to be a donkey, man, hit me with the hee-haw.
Did she get donkey today? Please tell me.
I have become Donkey of the Day.
The Breakfast Club, bitches.
You're a donkey.
Yes, Donkey of the Day for Friday, April 13th goes to a young Floridian named Kanisha Posey. Now, I am disappointed that nobody from Florida has gotten Donkey of the Day all week. You know what your Uncle Charlotte always tells you. The craziest people in the world come from the Bronx and all of Florida. And just when I look up and say, wow, Florida hasn't gotten a Donkey of the Day all week, Kanisha comes through. Now, truthfully, I could have given Kanisha Donkey of the Day at any point this week, but I simply forgot. And every time I come across this story, I chuckle, so I might as well give her the credit she deserves for being stupid on this fine Friday the 13th. Now, Kanisha was arrested last month on drug possession charges. She's 26 years old and was one of 2 passengers in a car that was swerving in the roadway when it was stopped by Fort Pierce Police in Florida on March 21st, according to the police report. An officer approached the car and smelled an odor of marijuana coming from inside the vehicle. Well, during a search of the car, the officer found cocaine and marijuana in separate bags inside a purse. Now, in Florida, people have been mixing cocaine in their weed for years. So that's not an odd combination. People call that woolers or bunk. I actually smoked weed and coke in a blunt once by accident.
Oh,
and I actually was with some people from Florida. Y'all never smoked weed in the blunt?
No.
With cocaine?
No.
Envy Angela?
No.
Oh, okay.
Never.
Well, your Uncle Charlotte has lived, all right? When I was with these people from Florida, they was just passing a blunt around smoking, and I hit the blunt with them, and I just remember this smell. It had a very unique fragrance. You know how when you walk into a bakery and it smells pleasant? But imagine walking into that bakery, getting a little donut or something, and then standing in line to pay for that donut, and you behind someone who just farted. the fragrance of cakes and pies would be mixed in with the ass gas, so it's like a sweet and sour scent. You know, you feel me? So I didn't realize I was smoking weed laced with coke at the time, but when I was around it again and around people who are openly lacing their blunts, I smelled it, and I smelled that same fragrance, okay? And I knew, unbeknownst to me, of course, that I had smoked it prior, not to mention the high was amazing. Now, kids, please, don't do drugs, okay? Your Uncle Charlotte did that, so you don't have to go through that. But that cocaine and weed high was incredible. And in my younger days, I would have smoked it again. By accident, of course. Now, Kanisha Posey got caught with weed and cocaine. She was driving erratically on the road. Cops pulled her over, and she admitted the weed was hers. But when it came to the cocaine, this is why Kanisha Posey is getting donkey today. Now, keep in mind, she's from Florida. And I tell you all the time, all the craziest people in America come from the Bronx and all of Florida. And Florida people are so crazy that they think everyone else around them is crazy, too. So Kanisha, when asked about the cocaine, looked the police officer dead in his eye, according to the police report, and said, "I don't know anything about any cocaine. It's a windy day. It must have flown through the window and into my purse." Now, we live in a world where at some point somebody believed in the Immaculate Conception. Some people believed we were getting Dr. Dre's Detox album. Some people believe that we believe that Beijing blackout they be putting on their hair and beard is real. So it's not far-fetched for Kanisha to believe that someone would believe that it was a windy day in Florida and cocaine just magically flew through the window and into her purse. Unfortunately, the police didn't believe that on this day. And Kanisha was booked into the county jail on one felony count of cocaine possession and a misdemeanor count of marijuana possession, and she is now out on bond. Some donkey of the days just sell themselves. Please give Kanisha Posey the sweet sounds of the Hamiltons.
Oh, now you are the donkey of the day. Ooh, you are the donkey of the day. Yee-haw.
All right. So you don't think it could have just flew in the window, huh?
My G. I'm
just asking.
Relax, my brother.
I'm just asking.
I can't believe you never smoked weed and coke.
I haven't.
No.
You ever did coke by itself?
I don't want to. No, I've never done coke.
Nope.
Okay. Just asking. Gosh, we all have a past.
Okay. Unless what's in ecstasy? Is cocaine in it?
I don't know.
Sometimes it is. You may not have had a pure ecstasy pill, a pure form of what, MDMA, or is it MSA or MMA? What is it? I know it's some type of initials.
NBA.
Don't get me talking about acronyms. Leave me alone. I don't know nothing about no Young M.A. I ain't never popped no Young M.A.
All right. Now, that is Donkey Today.
not.
Thank you, Charlamagne. Now, when we come back, Andrew Schultz will be joining us.
My guy, Andrew Schultz, co-host of my podcast, The Brilliant Idiots, my friend, my guy. That's my dude.
All right, we'll get into that.
Where's he at this weekend? He's in New York. He's at Gotham Comedy Club all weekend. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll talk to him when we come back. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. We got a special guest in the building.
Listen, this is my partner. This is my brother, Andrew Schultz, my co-host on the Brilliant Idiots podcast. Look, I got to run to catch a flight.
You're going to leave us here with
Can you
Andrew?
believe this? I got a question before I go, too. So what's your question?
My question is...
The worst.
Now, allegedly, your brother put his hands on Charlamagne. Did you set him up? Was that a setup for your brother to put hands on Charlamagne?
My bro did.
Oh, we talked about that, though.
Did we?
On the podcast?
Yeah. My brother did swing on Charlamagne, but he's impossible to hit. And
Charlamagne's about to
reflex.
Oh
baby.
yeah, dude, cat-like. Black Panther was coming out. He had that whole
Charlamagne
motivation.
didn't pull out them brass knuckles on
he
your
did?
brother.
On your brother?
I mean, he did. Look, a lot of people jumped on him.
Your brother?
Yeah, but like
They
we
jumped
grabbed.
him, but
Greg is family
Nobody
too,
jumped
though.
him. His family too. You got to understand. It's like we're recording a podcast and out of nowhere, Greg just comes from the side.
Well, you got to tell the full story. Greg has...
My brother was dealing with mental illness,
Yes.
man. It's not like, Charlamagne says some wild when you're dealing with mental illness, you have voices in your head. You hearing certain things
So
that
all the
aren't
stuff
reality.
that Charlamagne has been saying throughout the years, he probably just was like, he's a bad guy and I got to get him.
No, he said, "This is God." That's all he said to me.
So
This is
when
God.
you're hearing things, you start to justify it, right? And you're like, oh, this voice that I'm hearing must be God. Because imagine you were hearing something. So when you're hearing voices, to believe is God ain't even that crazy.
Wait a minute.
Wow, so it was God's plan.
I got one.
So the
It was
brother,
God's plan,
the brother that
exactly.
Take Me Too, the same, the one brother.
The brother that
Yeah.
Take Me Too.
Yeah.
No, he's a videographer.
You can't even say Me Too.
I was like, what?
Yeah, you can't.
What
What did
happened to
Greg?
you,
He's punching
Envy?
you. He's grabbing Envy's voice. Yeah, what's going on out here?
So So he swung on Charlamagne and
swung on Charlamagne. I don't know how Charlamagne missed him. He was right there.
He leaned right in. He was like, "This is God."
Oh, he warned him.
Yeah, he warned him. Come on, something good happens after a man leans into you and
but
says,
you
"This
knew
is
him,
God."
So you didn't think he was playing.
Yo, that's some prison stuff right there, bro. God leans right up into your earlobe.
Either a fist or it's coming at you next.
Okay, that's true.
What do you pick?
I didn't pick nothing. I ducked.
Yeah, you did slip it.
I ducked.
I'll be honest. But it was good. And then, we all just restrained him and we knew what was going on. I mean, we've been dealing with that my brother had swung on me on the podcast before. You remember that?
Yes.
You know what I mean?
During the podcast?
During the podcast.
During the podcast. Yeah. Yo, we're very accepting and open. Like, that's what we're progressive.
What
you know what I mean? Like, none of these dudes here swinging on y'all. You know what I mean? You don't got to deal with violence in the workplace. Talk about me too. So all the trash rappers talk here, nobody swung. It took my brother to be like, nah, God needs me to knock this dude out. He needs me to do it for Birdman. He needs me to do it for Tekashi. He needs me to do it for Kanye. Greg out here doing all the work. All of them.
Oh, no, that's true.
All the gangster rappers said they were going to do, they wouldn't. And my brother just pulled up like, you need one.
You still missed, though.
Yo, it's destiny, man.
It's all
because he wasn't supposed to hit you.
But did he hit you? Your brother hit you?
Oh yeah, plenty of times. Yeah. He hit me right outside the studio. You didn't know that? I was leaving with him. And listen, I love my brother more than anything in the world. You know what I mean? So but we were leaving the studio and I was just like, hey man, I love you. We're gonna get you some help. Don't worry, I'm gonna go to the hospital with you right now. And he turned to face me, and in my head I was like, I'm pretty sure he didn't hear me say I love you. I'm pretty sure he probably heard me say some other stuff, and then he just started swinging. And next thing I knew, out of nowhere, Wax. I knew Wax was coming because I heard the pockets in his jeans.
You heard the Timberland?
Yeah, and Wax just grabbed him and threw it off me. My brother's big. My brother's like 6'6", 2 something probably. It was tough, man.
Well, mental illness is a real thing, though.
Absolutely.
I've known Greg for a while. I watched the brain deteriorate or whatever.
Yeah,
it was weird.
because you fall into it. It's one of those things where, like, you're healthy for a little while as long as you're on the drugs. The hardest thing about mental illness, right, is that, like, especially if you're dealing with things like bipolar, right, is that when you feel good, when you get the up,
it feels amazing.
Bang. Because imagine you woke up feeling great. You're like, I don't want to take that medication that's going to make me feel worse. We take meds to feel better.
I got to go. Andrew is going to be at Gotham Comedy Club all Friday, April 13th, Saturday, April 14th at 8 p.m. But I deal with Andrew every week. Okay, so y'all can deal with him for a while.
Now, tell us about Charlamagne a little bit, right?
Talk to me.
Lord.
Now, Charlamagne, there's rumor that he dyed his face a little bit.
Yeah.
And I think you can,
bleached his face, you're saying? Yeah.
I think you confirmed it on one of your episodes early on that you believe that he bleached his face and he told you that it was a skin remedy or whatever regimen.
Oh, I don't think he did.
You don't think he did?
I think he just chose one color. Like, I think he was, like, multicolored in the face.
Different shades of shades of gray.
Yeah. He had different shades of black, I guess he was. He was like one of those Bahamian pigs, that have, like, the different colors on their body, and then he just picked one to have.
The lightest one.
I mean, listen, it's up to you. You get to choose. You know what I mean? But if you have I don't know if you can go the dark one. Maybe it's easier to go light.
You can't go the dark one.
Maybe you can. I don't know.
What's Charlamagne's biggest insecurity, you think?
Ooh, biggest insecurity.
Oh.
That's it. That's a good one. I don't know. Wildly competitive. I know that. Wildly competitive.
Yeah.
If you have to say one thing to tick him off, what would you say?
Talk about the way he dresses.
He knows he can't drive.
No, because remember that time he got
that?
so mad? He gets really sensitive about it.
Well, that's why he dressed like DMX and Joe in the 90s. Yeah, that's why he got mad that time.
Really?
I posted a picture of him and, like, what is he wearing? And I think Wiz Khalifa commented, like, he looks like DMX in the 90s. And
Wiz can't talk because Wiz looked like Aerosmith.
But he got so upset about it.
Yeah, but, like, I don't care. I don't care how men dress.
So what's one thing that you think would tick him off?
You know what I mean? Like
you could get under his skin. Because I listen sometimes you guys argue like crazy.
You know how to get under his skin.
Like a married couple.
Yeah, absolutely. I love debating him because he's great at it. He's a very good debater. He's excellent at, like, making a point penetrate. What might take me 3 sentences, he'll get out in, like, 4 words.
Gotcha.
Boom. And I think that's what makes him so good at this. But what gets under his skin, man? I don't know. I don't really try to get under his skin, to be honest with you. I know just disagreeing with him does.
Right.
Anytime, if you want to bother him, just say, I don't feel that way. Whatever he says, just say the opposite. Just say, I don't feel that way.
Blue. I don't feel that way.
Not really. I mean, it's only blue because it reflects the, you know what I mean? And to have some science behind it, he'll blow his mind. He'll just be like, look up. What color is that? That's a Knicks jersey. Just look up.
And then he'll be like, you're so stupid. Everybody's stupid. It's stupid.
Exactly. If everybody don't agree with me, it's dumb. You know?
So you guys have been doing the podcast Brilliant Idiots for such a long time.
It's the best.
Yeah.
It's the best. I mean, you guys do podcasts. Like, it's a little bit longer form. And also, I feel like it's the people that truly want to listen to you, so you can be a little bit less politically correct, right? Like when you're doing a platform like this, I imagine you have people that just like you don't like you, just like you don't like you, just like Charlotte don't like you guys, you know.
Yes.
So whatever you say, when someone doesn't like you, whatever you say is wrong.
Absolutely,
it doesn't matter.
Even if it's right, you could donate $1 million to charity, and they'll be like, "Oh, it's a tax write-off."
Do you feel like times have changed
Absolutely.
so much since you guys started doing Brilliant Idiots that there's so many things that you used to be able to say that you can't say now?
I'm a comic. I don't even understand the political correctness that's going on. Like some of these things that you're not supposed to say. Like I was just thinking recently, like the word tranny, right?
You can't use that word. You can't say that word.
Why is that wrong?
Because
You're
why is it
supposed to
hateful?
say a trans woman or a trans man.
Because trans people have
Or
a problem with that
trans
word.
But why is it hateful, right? Like for
I
me,
don't know.
it's not exactly. I don't know, and we don't even. And if you even ask that question, you're ignorant. You're a piece
Absolutely.
of trash, etc. Look, the word tranny is not hateful. It's shorter. Transgender, tranny, grandmother, granny.
My grandmother.
It's not hateful.
Logically,
it's endearing.
It makes sense,
But I will.
Let me ask you a
if they
question.
have a problem with it, you gotta respect.
I'm gonna call you whatever you want to call. I'm gonna call you whatever you want to be called, right?
But you can't-
But don't put hate on my soul. You know what I'm saying? Don't say because I said that it means that I hate you because it never won. I'm just not gonna say transgender. You ever meet somebody who's like, I'm El Salvadorian? You're just like Mexican. It's less syllables. Do you know what I mean?
Well, if they're not Mexican and they El Salvador, just like
it's less syllables.
It's like midget. You can't say
can't
midget.
do that.
You gotta
But
say
here's the
little
thing.
person.
If
And then you
some-
gotta
okay.
say dwarf, and then you gotta say this. I'm
But
just gonna call you
Andrew,
Tyrion from
if
Game of
somebody
Thrones.
says something to you and they say, okay, I don't like this, when you say that, that's wrong, and they tell you that, and
then I respect it.
Then you respect it. So it is what it is.
No, I
can't
respect
tell-
it. You could do, but I feel
You
like
know what's interesting? Like people would say things like, "Oh, she has chinky eyes." You can't really use that. Now I know that because I'm half Asian, but I don't assume there's a lot of people that don't think there's anything wrong and don't mean it in a hateful way.
Yeah, and once you know that, then you don't do it because people are offended. But I feel like there's this oppression Olympics that's going on where people are like trying to be offended, right? And they're seeing like the most offended groups, right?
What
They're
offends
like,
you?
Nothing. Black people have a word that's really bad and can be used against them. So what is our word? We need a bad word, just like black people. Training. Okay, that's going to be our bad word. You know what I mean? Like every group is vying for this top spot of being offended, and it's just weird. Like it's peculiar. Like I never had anything against trans people ever in my life. You know what I mean? I just thought that was what you called it for short because I'm not going to say transgendered male.
But you know what the difference is? Is like
I say trans now.
A white person might say, you know what? I don't understand the word nigga, why it affects people. Because I hear it in every rap song. That doesn't mean that it doesn't affect a black person differently.
Yeah, but if you
I'm
research,
not a trans. What can I say?
You can say trans.
You're not a trans
I'm not
person.
a trans person.
You're not a
If I'm
trans
not a trans person. I might not understand what that word means to me or how it feels.
No,
to me.
no, you make a good point about that. What I would say is like all you gotta do is a little research, right? And if you did some research of the N-word from its existence, it's described black slaves.
Right,
It comes from the Portuguese word for black, right? So that's what it's been there for from the triangle slave trade, right? So as someone who knows that, I'm gonna stay away from that word. Like my whole life, my dad took away Snoop Dogg's Doggy Style tape when I was a kid because he heard it. You know what I mean? So like, but I'm aware about it. But the word tranny is just short for.
You're still using it, Andrew.
Sorry, you know that word that ends in a Y is still short for transgender. I'm acknowledging the word. My name is Andrew. What's a short name for me?
Andy.
Your name's Angela. What's a short name for you?
Angie.
Back for Angela.
But that's fine.
No
and I'm going to call you Angela. All I'm saying is like when we shorten something and add a Y, it's not hateful. If someone calls you by your full name, they're mad.
All right, we have more with Andrew Schultz. When we come back, don't move. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God. We are the Breakfast Club. We have Andrew Schultz in the building. Yee.
So let's talk about your show at Gotham.
Yeah, I got 5 shows this weekend. Friday, Saturday, Gotham Comedy Club. Come out. Yeah, absolutely.
What's top of the list of topics for you right now?
I'm talking about it all, man. I think this is really the time for me. But yeah, I mean, I'm talking about the Me Too movement. I'm talking about not Facebook, really. I don't really care about the Facebook thing as much. Yeah, like, because it's whatever. Like, I almost rather you know everything about me. Like, I want the government to read my emails. I want them to read the texts. Because I know I'm not going to do anything bad.
Yeah, like, who cares?
Exactly.
That's you, but I mean, I'm sure that there are people doing things.
But it's a violation.
And I want them to know, like, if me and you, if we are, like, sharing, like, some wild porn, like, some just weird porn, I'm fine if some government officials like, yo, Envy Schultz and Yee are nuts.
What's weird porn to you?
Pregnancy is where I draw the line. I don't do that.
But not bestiality?
I don't watch like the pregnancy porn. Bestiality's cute, but I don't watch like the pregnancy one.
Because you never, well, yeah, I get what you said, but you never had sex with a pregnant woman, have you?
Yo, that's a good point, bro. Hold on. Yo, I didn't realize that. Like, I felt in some way I was disrespecting the woman who has a baby coming.
Yeah.
But if you have had sex with a pregnant woman, you'll probably find some enjoyment.
Because having sex with a pregnant woman is probably one of the best pieces of vagina you've ever had.
Why? Because the baby's pushing all the meat together?
No. Because it's more juicy and it's more wet.
That's a baby crying. That's a baby like, yo, Dad, stop poking me.
Stop poking me.
What the hell are you doing, Dad?
No, but it's more juicy, it's more wet, it's tighter. It's
really?
Everything it feels amazing, yeah.
Is it like missionary? What is the...
My wife, she carries small, so it was all over the place.
You could do it wherever.
Yeah. That's why he keeps her pregnant all the time, because he likes having sex with her.
It's amazing. One of my kids was like 4 pounds, 10 ounces, so she carries
10 ounces of your probably.
But it's enjoyable.
Just came out, threw up immediately.
But it's enjoyable. It's so wet. It's so juicy. It's tight. It's I would say a woman that's pregnant releases these I don't want to say hormones or feelings, but it's something like you've never had before in your life.
Yo, and they probably should be, so you stay around them.
So you might have to rethink this pregnancy.
No, but this is why we need to talk about stuff. Like, this is why we need to have these conversations, because if I didn't say that, you wouldn't have given me different perspective. Mm-hmm. And right now we're in this place where we're so afraid to have any conversation. We're so afraid of being wrong, because the second you're wrong, they victimize you on Twitter. They just kill you.
Only for 3 days.
That's right, until some new stuff pops up. You just gotta wait.
You just gotta wait.
You just gotta wait it out.
But that's how everything is, and people don't like to have those conversations. People like to judge, and I noticed that with Twitter. But like you said, the best thing about living in the suburbs and being in your own confinement, as long as your confinement is good, who cares?
And as long as you're paid too, as long as you have the comfort.
That too.
Yeah, but if a woman feels like I need some other human interaction and like to be around people, that's that's understandable too.
Yeah, well, that's why sometimes as a man, you have to make sure you say, you know what, babe, I got the kids this weekend, go out and do what you got to do. Or I'm home, babe, I got the kids, go do what you got to do.
Because I remember it's my friend, she was going crazy. She was like, I have to get back to work. I cannot take just me and the baby in the house,
But the second she leaves that baby.
But she was working. It wasn't like she was,
But she's going to miss him the second she leaves him.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And that's good too. You should miss your baby as soon as you leave.
Oh, absolutely. But I think that we as men, like, we have the ability to leave a little bit easier.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Like, he didn't have a baby, a 5-pound baby come out our butt or our vagina.
Yo, but that's the true thing. But like, and I think about that, like, it comes out of you. And that's why you love it and you're so attached to it. And like,
and you have to breastfeed. So
you're so connected.
I mean, it's attached to you.
It literally attached to you. But like, that's how I feel about my dumps.
You're attached to your dumps?
Like, I'll look at them after. Like, you don't look at them?
Absolutely.
You look
at them. You don't hold them, but you'll be like, wow, that one didn't even break.
I do the same.
You know what I mean? Like,
I'll be like, that one's a long one.
That's it, yeah.
And then when you do that, you be like, yo.
I did one push. I didn't need any Kegel exercises, no Lamaze classes.
I thought I was the only one that did that.
No, but it comes out of us.
It's not the same as having a baby, guys.
That's the closest.
Says you.
It's not,
it's
okay?
You get with us, you get on our level.
Now, let me say something.
But I'm bugging out there, too.
You are supposed to look at it, though, to see if they're healthy.
We're proud of it. It comes out of us. Of course, I see the seeds. I try to think about what meal it was. You know what I mean? And but it comes out of us. So imagine your poop could talk.
So you calling our babies pieces of shit?
In a weird way.
In a weird way,
I get the connection.
Gaga, mama, dad, that's what you're
something.
You know what? Andrew Schulz, Gotham Comedy Club, Friday through Saturday. Get your tickets now. Do you know the website?
Yeah, it's GothamComedyClub.com, I believe, or TheAndrewSchultz.com. You could go check that out, man. And yeah, it'd be so good, man. I'm gonna be taking the tour to Europe too, man. If that's cool if I announce that.
How you gonna take the podcast?
Well, I'm gonna be gone for a week, man. Maybe you'll pull up. Maybe you'll if you're not annoyed by Charlamagne.
I'm too annoyed, man. I can only
deal with
a couple hours at a time, man. A couple hours at a time.
I like this venting session. That's what we should have done. Yeah. We should have just had what's it called? But yeah, I'm gonna do the tour in Europe, and the pre-sale tickets go on sale April 13th. If that's cool if I just say a couple dates. I know how many international.
Go ahead.
You guys, I'm sure you're already aware of it, but like anytime I travel overseas, people have found Brilliant Idiots through the Breakfast Club. Mm-hmm. And it's wild to think, like, you got on YouTube and you got on there in a way that like MTV really didn't. Right. And that's why MTV is falling off, because YouTube has replaced them in terms of like what that demographic listens to.
Correct.
But like, you guys have a medium, which is radio, and radio has fluctuated in terms of listenership, but the internet has exploded. And, I've seen it happen through you guys, and I'll be in Sweden. And people come and be, yo, don't you do Brilliant Idiots? Yeah, how do you find about Brilliant Idiots? Oh man, I listen to the Breakfast Club every morning. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So it's a wild putting something out there in the world.
You and Charlamagne met through MTV, right?
We met through MTV. We're doing Guy Code and all those shows, and I had a bunch of TV shows on MTV. That was That's why we even did a couple episodes of your guys' show. You guys had that like hip hop wrap up show.
Yep.
How did you guys connect so strongly as opposed to all the other people that were on Guy?
No, we would just argue. Like the Brilliant Idiots is no different than like our text messages or our phone conversations throughout the week. It would just be an idea and we just kind of go at it and like. But it was always an interesting way, and like I like people who like I think a sign of intelligence is when someone disagrees with you, they don't call you stupid. They're curious.
Absolutely.
Or they offer another thing. What we do now, I've noticed, especially on Twitter, is like the second someone disagrees with you, they make you radioactive. Right? Like, and they'll use something about your life to make you bad.
Absolutely.
Right? Like you just went through that dildo thing. Right?
Yeah.
So I'm sure anytime anybody disagrees with you now, like you could have a perfectly good point, but it's like, yeah, but that's why you got dildos in you.
That is true. But you know what? But see,
now taking out of context, if no one understands the story of what happened with MV.
Oh, come on. Everybody knows that.
If you don't know,
we're talking a family here, right?
In case you don't know.
Somebody posted a fake story that I like 9.5-inch dildos and a thing. But you know what? It doesn't bother me because I know it's not true.
Yeah, but you know what the funniest stuff about that?
Things like that would bother me, but now I'm at an age right now.
It's actually funny, though.
I just laugh
it's not
at
a big deal because it's such a crazy story. I think a crazy story is actually just funny.
Yeah, I agree. And at first you freak out because you care so much about your reputation. I think as you get older, at least I've been trying to do as I get older, is like accept myself more. Because the more I accept me, the less you could say about me.
We appreciate you for joining us.
Thank you guys so much for actually staying for the interview, man. This is a great combo,
I love
man.
that Charlamagne set this interview up and then dipped out.
Yeah. But we had a good combo. Maybe let me throw a jab at Charlamagne. Maybe a better one between the three of us. Without Charlamagne here. Ooh, what's up, Charla? Hot takes.
It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Get serious. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get to the rumors. Let's talk Khloe Kardashian.
It's about time. What's going on?
Rumor report. This is the Rumor Report.
Talk to him.
With Angela Yee on the Breakfast Club.
So Khloe did deliver her baby girl. It happened yesterday morning around 4 a.m. at a hospital right outside Cleveland. Now, they don't know the name yet, but Tristan Thompson was there, even though there's all this drama surrounding them. Wendy Williams has weighed in on their relationship, and here's what she had to say.
Khloe, you knew when you pulled up on him that he had a girlfriend named Jordy Craig, and that Jordy was 5 months pregnant. When you're dating, and you know a guy is expecting a baby with a woman, but he's cute and he tells you, you know, that's been over. No, we don't live together. You know, she's just gonna have the baby. Here's the thing, it might be over, and only people who have babies know. When a baby enters the world, you don't know whether he's gonna get back with her. You don't know how he's gonna be as a father. He's got a lot of stuff to sort out over here. Khloe, you jumped in some mess you didn't need to be involved in to begin with.
You see, I get it, but the only thing is we don't know if his relationship with his ex was over. I mean, it could have been over. He might not be dealing with her.
That's what she was saying. She was saying maybe it was, but then once the baby comes, things change. And
well, it didn't. But you know, Tristan Thompson was still out here wilding out. But I'm surprised that they actually let him in to see the birth, because you know the mother, she probably hates him right now. And would you want to see that face when you're trying to give birth right now?
I wouldn't probably ever want to see that face again, but I'm gonna see it every time I look at the baby.
I guess you're right.
But you know, she's trying to be the mature person. And let's be clear, Khloe has wanted a baby for quite some time. She's been talking about it for years. It happened first, so I'm sure she still considers a baby a blessing. The circumstances are just less than stellar. All right. Chance the Rapper has announced he's going to celebrate his 25th birthday with a fundraiser in Chicago. All the proceeds are going to Social Works, which is his youth empowerment charity for Chicago. So shout out to Chance the Rapper for that. Kevin Hart is going to be hosting a competition series. It's called TKO, Total Knockout, and it's going to be for CBS. So it's from Mark Burnett, and he said the show is perfectly aligned with my global brand. The minute Mark Burnett pitched me, I got it, and we decided to work together. This show has the potential to make me look tall. So it's all going to premiere in the summer, and basically what it is people from all walks of life. One player races through obstacles while 4 other contestants are manning battle stations along the course, firing projectiles to knock them off and slow them down.
All right, I'll check that out.
I would love to see you on that.
Yeah.
All right. Now let's get back into Nicki Minaj. We didn't get to these earlier, but we've been talking about what happened with motorsport. And Nicki Minaj actually got emotional as she talked about Cardi B. Here's what she had to say.
Up until this recent interview that she did, I had never seen her show me genuine love in an interview. And I could just imagine how many girls wish they could have been on a song with Nicki Minaj. And I'm not saying that in a cocky way. I'm saying it like the first thing out of your mouth when someone asks you about a Nicki Minaj feature is, she changed her version. Excuse me? It's because of the Nicki hate parade that she felt the comfortability to address me in that matter.
Okay, I'm not here for the cries. I'm not here for the tears. I mean, we've all
You don't
known,
believe it?
No, we've all known Nicki for a long time, and I don't believe her crying. Not over a song, not over the lack of respect she says she has. I don't see it. I think right now she knows a lot of people don't like her and hate her and are against her, and she's trying to get that fire back, but I don't believe no cries. Not over Cardi B. Not
Well, she
Nicki.
goes on to say that she feels like Cardi B should have thanked her. Now, that I don't agree with, because it's not Cardi B's song. She's not the one that said, let's put Nicki on this. It's a Migos song.
Yeah, it's a Migos
song. So the Migos should thank you. I really do hope the two of them can come to some kind of resolution and work things out, because they are two women who are, Cardi's on top of the game right now. We're all rooting for her. And Nicki Minaj has had some missteps as far as people say that she doesn't treat people well. She's not relatable, so on and so forth. But this is a good lesson learned,
Absolutely. Well, I just hope
And
they work
she's
it out.
still a great rapper.
I want them to make music together. I want all the female MCs to work it out. I mean,
Because let's be clear, I listen to Nicki Minaj and her flow is incredible. She sounds great. So I do want her to work through these things.
I just think it's whack. We never hear female MCs really together since like 20 years ago. Like we won't hear Remy, Cardi, and Nicki on the record. Like we should be able to hear that, just like we can hear Jay-Z and Future and Jay-Z and Nas. Like we hear those. Like why can't we hear
y'all
these
have
female
so
MCs?
many more rappers that are men than women. And the sad thing is that there's such a smaller pool of women, and women are always pitted against each other. But certain people I feel like do always do that. I mean, listen, Remy and Nicki did a song together. Remy and Kim
right.
did a song together.
That took a long time,
And
right?
Trina's always really supportive of other women also. I always see her giving people props.
We need more of it.
And even in Detroit, I just seen recently Cash Doll and LaBritney did a song together. So it does happen. But yeah, we would love to see it happen more. We would love to see people not going on social media and making people not like each other for whatever reason and reading too much into lyrics and all of that.
I agree.
All right. Well, I'm Angela Yee, and that is your Rumor Report.
All right. Well, of course, Nicki dropped 2 records. So when we come back, we're going to do an all Nicki Minaj mix. Let me know your favorite Nicki joints. We're going to play the 2 new ones, and then we're going to, whatever you want to hear, her verse, whatever you want to hear. I'm going to try. She has a lot of records, so I'm going to try to get on as many as possible. All right. In Revolt, we'll see you guys on Monday. Everybody else, the People's Choice mix is up next. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.